very first thing I did was meet Polk-a-Roo. And oh, he's already left. Oh darn. I was gonna try and get some video of him on my vlog, but I did get some video on my phone that I'll have to just throw in here along with the pictures that I took of it. But basically this is really cool, guys. Wait until you see this. So this is the Retro Kid booth, and they did where you could meet Polk-a-Roo, and they actually brought the real characters from the show. Like this is Humpty Dumpty, Marigold and Bear from the actual show Polk-a-Dot Door that I watched as a kid. There they are. They also have a little backdrop of the door, and then over here, let me show you guys this. This is so cool. They also brought the actual Storytime clock from the show. It even has the mouse hole. If you watched Polka-Dot Door as a kid, you'll know all of this. Where the storybook mouse came out of the mouse hole, and they have that. And also, like I mentioned, how the stuffed animals, they're the ones from the show. They are also sitting in the actual rocking chair from the show as well. That used to be near Storytime Clock. Like, how cool is that? But yeah, I already met Polk-a-Roo. First thing that I came to do, and it was only $10.
We go to Artist Alley. There was like bunk beds, so I just took them
now I'm just gonna look around at Retro Kids new merch.
Exactly. I was like, and I missed it.
So they have lots of new stuff. I am in love with this sweatshirt because it is the softest, like the inside is super, super soft and cozy. Really tempted. They've got a new hoodie, t-shirt. They've got, these are all big comfy couch ones with Molly the doll. They've got Batman shirt. They've got Big Bird. And this amazing Mr. Dressup tote bag that I am really eyeing and considering getting. There's Molly. We also have Bernstein bear bags. Lots of fun pins. And the, this is so cool. Cookies, anyone? So sorry. Butter love next just tons. It's, you know, if you know, you know. These were sewing kits. I got this shirt. I wore this when I was in the hospital. They have a new Mr. Dressup, and they have this amazing hoodie that if I didn't have so many hoodies already, I would totally buy this. It says Songs and Stories and so much more, and it's got Marigold Bear, Humpty Dumpty. On the front, it's got Polk-a-Dot Door. It's, again, super soft and cozy. I do have this shirt at home already. So cool. And I've got the big comfy couch stretch blanket already. And later on, we're going to come back here and meet Molly. So I'm excited about that. So let's walk around a little bit, see what's going on. Yeah, here you can meet Molly, and I believe it's the actual Molly puppet from the show, which is going to be amazing. It's going to be lots of fun. For some reason, I thought that you could sit on the comfy couch, but I realized that it's actually a photo op where, sorry guys, I'm making you dizzy. Where it's just actually, you stand like in between them. I wonder if this is the lamp from the actual show though. That is so cool. Alright, so we're just gonna kind of peruse. I need to get to another area now because I'm hoping to get into a panel with Peggy the dog, that ugly dog from whatchamacallit, from the Deadpool and Wolverine movie. So, also I'm really curious what's going on in this Wednesday Addams house here, because I absolutely love that show. I love Wednesday, so I'm actually really curious to see. This consent this area is me. I wonder what this is. But like, look, it's like the Wednesday Addams house. It's really cool. For people who loathe people. That's really interesting. I wonder what this is. The lineup is really long. I'll have to look into it. Alright, I think we're just gonna walk around a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time because it's 11:20 and the panel starts at 12, so I probably need to be getting there to line up. So we will pause here and check in a little while.
Good afternoon, FanExpo. How are we doing this morning? Excellent. Well, my name is Maggie Levitt. You may know me from Collider, but to be honest, I'm just a big old fangirl like the rest of you. Are there any people in the audience who saw Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'm in the right room then. Are you guys all excited to get to see Peggy? The dog pull? Excellent. Well, join me in welcoming to the stage Peggy and her humans, Holly and Luke.
Not as easy, Sarah, because it wasn't something we planned on ever happening. You know, she was just a family pet who happened to look the way she does. And it all sort of started where the village we live in England, in the northeast, the people, you know, in the village got used to how she looked, but other people, you know, still found her a bit unusual looking. But there came a little, in a local newspaper, there was a little article that said, "Have you got the UK's ugliest dog?" And naturally, everyone in the village, Peggy sprang to mind, because she got to see very unique looking. So just as a little bit of a joke, we thought, yeah, all right, let's enter her. Obviously, we don't think she's ugly. We think she's, you know, beautiful and, you know, different. But we thought, you know, just as a bit of fun, we'll enter her. And we entered her in, and you know, she won, obviously. She won the UK's ugliest dog title of 2023. And then she went viral, so all the local, you know, UK, sort of the, you know, all the UK TV channels picked it up, and Holly and Peggy went on TV, and, you know, it's all a bit of a fun whirlwind, and the radio stations picked it up, and then that was it. We thought, oh, that was a bit of fun, and, you know, Peggy's crowned the UK's ugliest dog of 23, and we thought, that's it. And then about 3 months later, we got a phone call saying, would Peggy be interested in a small feature film? To which we was like, yes. And then we thought, oh great, you know, we're all our family are huge film fans, let alone Marvel. I mean, we were super hyped about the Deadpool Wolverine, the fact Hugh Jackman was going to be in it. We were talking about it all the time. Our kids had Deadpool posters. I don't tell anyone I said that, but they loved it, you know. And they said, "Yeah, come down would you like to come down for a meeting?" I'm like, "Yeah, okay." And as it was, obviously we didn't know this at the time, but Deadpool was filmed in the UK, and they said, "Would you like to come down to Pinewood Studios?" Which is basically where, you know, it's a bit like UK's Hollywood. It's where all the movies are made in the UK. So we were thinking, God, you know, it must be quite a big film. So we got down there, and you know, they took us through Pinewood Studios, all the different warehouses where the films were filmed, like Star Wars, Harry Potter, James Bond, and then we got to the Marvel building, and yeah, took Peggy and started sort of recording her, and then they said, the costume department want to see her. I was like, oh my word, costume department at, you know, Pinewood Studio sounds amazing. And then we walked in, and all these women, you know, ladies and people started measuring her up, and tape measures everywhere. I'm thinking, what is going on here? I mean, Holly just looking at each other thinking, what on earth is going on? And then we look up to the wall, and this is before anyone knew anything about the film. You know, no Deadpool variants, no Wolverine variants. And on the wall, there was all the artwork of the different Wolverine costumes, the different Deadpool costumes, and then bang smack in the middle was Peggy, dressed up as Deadpool, and we were like, oh my word. And then, you know, we just went to shock, and I was like, this can't be happening. And then we had to sign an NDA, so we couldn't tell anyone, which was, we couldn't even tell the kids. So obviously we were driving home and didn't speak for about 2 hours. It was bliss. But it was a major shock. So I've just given you a really long-winded answer to an opening question there, so apologies for that.
Most of the time. We went there one day, we watched a June thing. It was really good for the kids, for us, for everyone. But yeah, we weren't there for a lot of that.
We got to see Ryan Reynolds in his suit with all his muscles. Disgusting.
What was the training process like for her? How has kind of like she evolved from getting to do all that training and, you know, becoming a doctor?
Not at all. No. I can't get her to do anything. She prepped for it by, obviously it's a busy working set, lots of moving parts, loud noises. She actually went on the set of House of Dragon while that was being filmed to get used to some things. Don't say it.
She was one of the dragons. Stunned eye.
Apparently she did really well, but yeah, when I tried to get her to do things at home, nothing. It's all about this. This is the only thing I can get her to do is watch various meals.
That's so much. You have been doing quite a few conventions here and getting to go to a lot of like.
That's your answer.
Should have got an interpreter, shouldn't we?
I'm sure she has many NDAs. How much dog pool merch have you picked up along the way?
We're having to move house because we don't have a garage. Our loft is attic loft. It's full, so we need some more.
The house is completely full, is what she's.
Every little thing we see, we're like, we're gonna get it, and it's taken over our house.
That's not including the sort of homemade dog pool gifts people make, which are amazing, by the way. We absolutely love it. Some people come and they've brought drawings that they've spent hours and hours, 3D printed stuff. It's crazy. So we've got, we do keep all that stuff. If anyone ever wonders when they bring stuff, what happens, we do keep it. There's a treasure trove of Peggy memories and all made up of fan contributions. So now we're having to move house, so thank you for that.
And at a few of these conventions, you've partnered with different like charities and nonprofits. How has it been getting to kind of give back in a little bit of a way with her fame and partnering with some of these like photo op events?
Yeah, it just seems sort of the obvious thing to do, It's no, it's just, I think.
Like a no-brainer. It was just like, that's just what's going to happen. That's what we'll do.
And again, it's not like a pressurised thing, it's not.
Well, we found out on the internet. Like, we didn't get told she was Ryan's pick. We saw it in an interview. So we're like, as far as we know, he went on Google and just found her.
Love that. How long was Peggy away from home during the filming, and how did your family adjust to her being gone, and your village too?
I hated it when she wasn't there. It was, like I said, really tricky situation. I think if it was to happen again, we'd probably do it a little bit differently, but because we were sort of new to it and naive, and I don't think we sort of pushed for it as much as we didn't want to do anything to jeopardise it. It was really tough when she wasn't there. She did come back in between filming, so when the strike was on, she came home when everything sort of shut down. She's falling asleep.
Boring.
Sorry, boring. It was tough, but it was great every time she came back. It was more for the kids, really. They missed her like crazy.
I can imagine. Another question here is, Peggy now has her own Instagram account and merchandise. How are you managing her career since her film success? Because you're kind of our managers now, right?
We're terrible at it.
Peggy's agent sat down there. She helps us with a lot of stuff. Peggy also has her own lawyer, which is pretty wild. Big nothing just, we're just normal people. This isn't something you ever planned for. We were just, like everybody else and still are. We just happen to have, arguably one of the most famous dogs in the world by chance. So, sometimes you get amazing opportunities to come do things like this, come to conventions, meet amazing people, and you just sort of take it as it comes, and if it's right for Peggy and it works, then we do it. If it's not, we don't.
Sleeping in sausages, that's basically Peggy's life.
Yeah, cuddles followed by more sleep.
How did things change in your village once she was known as Dog Pool?
They've erected a statue of Dog Pool.
Are you serious?
We all have to pay tribute every Friday night. It's kind of turned into a bit of a cult, but don't tell anybody about that. No, she's still treated the same. we live in a village in East Yorkshire in the UK. They all sound like us, we just, it's a bit like the Shire, Lord of the Rings. Nobody leaves. When you get there, you can't find your way back out. But yeah, so it's just part of the community and everyone's just so used to it.
Imagine that. Has Peggy's taste in food or toys changed at all, or is she still just sausages and treats?
Yes, but only the finest sausages. She'll literally eat pretty much anything.
Sheep poo is a particular
Oh, she loves a bit of sheep poo.
How's it been getting to travel around with her? You've hit quite a few different continents here.
Oh, there's a lot that goes into it, but she sort of takes us along for the ride. We've now, travelled to loads of places we've never got to go, all because of Peggy. So, but the rules and things that are in place for travelling with the dog is hectic.
Yeah, it's all good fun. We, when you say about how's your life changed and all this stuff, it's great to go to these places, but when I actually sometimes sit and think I'm 38, I'm going to be 39, so 40 next year, and what am I doing with my life? And I look and I'm like, I'm just a celebrity dog poo picker. That is what I do every day. But it comes with lots of perks where you get to do, like I say, amazing things like this and see places in the world that I never thought would go.
That is incredible. And you have, do you have a booth here? How is it working for people to get to meet Peggy this weekend?
Yeah, so we've got, Peggy has her own booth that's closed off, a bit like what Michael J. Fox has.
Yeah, we're next to Michael J. Fox, so it's a closed-off booth, so she doesn't get overwhelmed. I mean, she's a pretty chill dog, but at other conventions, if like an R2-D2 goes past, she's straight on it. So we keep it curtained off, so she's nice and relaxed. She's got her own sofa. She's in there most of the time, chilling, so she's got a little schedule on her desk. It's just autographs and selfies in the booth.
We've had a few people walk past is Dog Pool here? Where is she? Yeah, she's here. She's literally there. So if you're wondering, she's here. Want to come see her? We'll be there all day.
I know for some of the past conventions you've gotten to go on the local news. Are you doing that at all here for Toronto? How has that been?
We were supposed to. We wanted to, but because of the Air Canada strikes, our travel was all up in the air, so to speak. But it's we missed. Okay, so I have some time to kill before the next panel, which is Comfy Couch. So I decided to come to the CBC studio building right across the street because I wanted to finally see Mr. Dressup's Treehouse in person. And it was everything that I ever hoped it would be. So first off, let me show you around here, the studios. So we've got CBC Kids, and I'm not sure what's in that area. So we got CBC Kids here and in here, but the studio is closed, but we'll take a peek inside. I'm assuming this is where they film some kids programs. It's pretty cool. But guys,
here it is. This is Mr. Dressup's treehouse. And this is the real one from the TV show. It says right here, Mr. Dressup. Pause and read. And around back, I don't know how well it'll come up on camera. I did get a picture of it with flash, but it just says, look inside the back window. This is where puppeteer Judith Lawrence used to operate. This is where she used to operate Casey and Finnegan. Isn't that so cool? Like you can see inside. Look at that. Isn't that so cool? And then this is where Casey and Finnegan would be, up here. That's really cool. You can see all the texture in the tree trunk. All the leaves. This is the actual one from the show. It's the coolest thing ever. Oh my god, I'm like nerding out. Okay. And then we have a really cool model, Lego model of the CBC building. Pretty cool. And then this right here, how many people out there watch Schitt's Creek? Alex and I just recently got into it and we binge watched like all of the seasons within like a month. And we're sad that it's over now. But I love Schitt's Creek. There's the Rosebud Motel sign. And that's it. I don't know if there's any other memorabilia in here. I might have a look around and see real quick before I head back across the street. Guys, there's the actual couch from the Comfy Couch show. It's the actual one from the TV show. It's so cool.
emerging. He is Doc Brown. Make some noise for Christopher Lloyd. Toronto, if you can, get on your feet and celebrate the arrival of our Marty McFly, Mr. Michael J. Fox. Whole life right now. That's what I'm talking about. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. How's everybody doing tonight? You guys having a good time? Yes? I love it. Hello, sir. How are you doing? That's right. It's too awesome. Like, I would probably fan out. That's the truth. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's all right. That's all right. Guys, this is a movie that has touched literal generations. The film is applauded. It's like
I ended up in high school, and they thought I should maybe see a psychiatrist. And I spoke to my dad, and he said, okay. So I went to sessions with a psychiatrist, and he diagnosed the situation and recommended that I leave school.
wow.
And I did. So, you know, there's hope.
There you go. You follow instructions that you wanted to. That's what that is. Miss Mary, what about you? Were you a good student?
You know what? I think I was a pretty decent student. I was very shy, so school was a little tricky for me. I grew up in North Little Rock, Arkansas, and I went to the public schools there. And they thankfully had arts and music and those things that some schools don't think are important, but I think are super important. I had these teachers that realized, well, maybe she'll come out of her shell if she can do theater, do speech tournaments, or musical stuff, and that changed my life forever.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
You can't celebrate teachers enough. We have a few in the audience that actually revealed that they show Back to the Future to their students as part of the curriculum, which is amazing. So make some noise for great teachers. Bob, you've been quiet this whole time, but I've been asking about people being good students.
Actually, I was
We were so interested in that. I thought, well, I want to write a short book. I don't want to write a long book. So it's just short enough a story, but long enough a story to be interesting. By doing the two things at once, so that's what it's about, that duality of being Mike, Marty, and Alex all at the same time. Mike just kind of disappeared for a while. And just moments like, being on family ties and waiting for my cue to go on stage. And looking at the prop table and my props were laid out for the day out for the next scene. And I was glad to go out and I'm like, shit, where's my camcorder? I gave him my camcorder. And I went, no, Marty has a camcorder. Alex has a briefcase. So I had moments like that, but it got so surreal towards the end that, well, I'm going to speak to this. I was out of my mind. I got pictures, I was just collecting pictures for this book. I found like 20 pictures of me sleeping in hallways, under desks, on top of cars. Just anywhere I could just see 5 minutes ago. But it was an amazing experience. It was an amazing experience, and I thank Bob and Stephen and Gary Goldberg, late Gary Goldberg, who let me do the show and the movie at the same time. It was just spectacular. I was 23 years old. I was in this great movie, this great cast. Met Chris. I should say that Chris. I worked with Chris. I met Chris on part 3. Because we were so busy working and so busy in our own things, we never hung out. We were such great friends. We barely knew each other when we did the movie. He was just this guy. Why you think he loved me? The first day, we shot in Pomona at the parking lot. And we shot the scene in the morning when the first reveals in the morning. It was my first scene with Chris, my first night in the movie. I came on that night, we go into rehearsal, action. Chris was that one. And I remember seeing him, holy shit. What am I doing here? And it was just the most spectacular experience of my life. It continues to be the highlight of my professional life. And I want to thank all of you for doing so many good things, by your support of this movie and your love of this movie. You give me a really great life, and I really appreciate it.
In the moment where my character is revealed for the first time, I wanted to find a way of kind of making that a really special moment. And I loved the hat that Joanna Johnston, the brilliant costume designer, had made for me. And I asked Bob Zemeckis, is there any way that as the horse is like running away with me, my hat could fall over and then I could pull it back and see Chris, and so that moment was almost like love at first sight. And Bob Zemeckis let me do that. I think there were strings involved actually at some point to pull it down, and then I pull it back, and that was a really lovely moment. I
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
You know, these great actors, really Harry Carey, and these great old cowboy actors, really great thing you on the porch. You put your arm across and play, like in the Tail River, was it? What's that from? Something, but you did it. Just...
Sorry. To the movie The Searchers. Yeah.
That was a great moment. That was really beautiful.
I love it. Chris, what about you? Is there something about Doc Brown in your performance that you brought to the performance that was not on the page that we all love? Something that Bob didn't write brilliantly, because Bob is a great writer. And you just were like, I'm going to do this.
Well, one of the things that Christopher could do is, because he's a theater-trained actor, and they drill this into your brain constantly if you do theater training, is how well you have to learn your lines. Chris could just rattle off exposition like nobody's business. And so, as a writer, I was real comfortable knowing that when I write this crazy stuff, where he says, you know, the lightning bolts and all the gigawatts down the cable and all that stuff, and he just could rattle that off and make it sound normal.
Yes.
That was what was great. I mean, the trick of this is what's wonderful about casting great actors is that just their delivery, the way that they can move their bodies, it brings an extra dimension that you cannot put on the page ever. And these guys did that all the time, every day. And it's as I describe it, a screenplay is like a blueprint. Okay? You can look at a blueprint, and if you're really good in construction, you can kind of visualize it, but most people can't. And that's the way it happens with a movie, is you have this blueprint that's a script, but then you need people like these guys to make the characters come to life. So everything that they do isn't necessarily in the script, but just their whole presence and their past and the way that they deliver. and it's one of the most fun things I've had with Back to the Future, the musical, is seeing all these different performers play these iconic roles, but they all bring some special thing that's theirs. And they make the part theirs, but you still say, yeah, Lucas is doing Marty, and David is doing Doc Brown, and you know, our different Lorraines, they have something special that they bring, and say, this is the magic of acting.
Okay, I love it. Normally, I would ask Michael his favorite behind-the-scenes thing, but he's got a book that's coming out that's going to talk about that. So, Michael, if you would, one more time, tell us when that book is coming out.
October sometime.
Okay.
The 40th anniversary, it's time for the 40th anniversary of the movie. And it's just a funny book. It's really brief and it's funny and it's levities, brevities, levities. So I don't need to carry away with it. But it's just really fun. Some stories from like the Johnny B. Good scene and first time I met Leah. And she thought I was some hack TV actor, and I fell in love with her. Her eyes were so amazing, and just stories like that. When Bob and Bob were trying to get me to do the movie, and I didn't know about it, and I was doing Family Ties, and just the way this whole thing came together. It's just magic. Like it's just Bob created magic, and brought all of us into it. We were so blessed to be part of it. Absolutely. And just moment after moment after moment after moment, we're just. I can be in that gymnasium at Koinga and Franklin and playing Johnny B. Good with those wonderful musicians and an amazing dancer and the camera swooping down, the dress is going up on that. I mean, that was like, I was there. That was really cool shit. You're not being brave to say, we race movies all the time, and I do really
all of us, and I say that you can be at the bookstore every day in October until that comes out. Guys, join me in celebrating one more time the cast and creators of Back to the Future.